Hey, what's up, guys? Petzergling and Daz bringing you the Lost Saga MSL round of 32 Group H. This is fOrGG versus Stork, the very first game. The other two players in this group, another pair of Terrans, go.go and C. But for now, we're looking at fOrGG and Stork on Destination. And I would say Destination, although slightly Protoss favored, really doesn't make that big of a difference. I think in the opening, it's real difficult for a Terran player, but once they can get over the fact that it's a two-player map and that it's really proxyable, I think it's definitely doable for Terran. So I think fOrGG definitely has a chance, although Stork's PVT rather is just fucking amazing. So I'm definitely gonna favorite Stork for this match. What do you think, Daz?
I'm gonna have to agree completely. Stork's PVT is just on another fucking level. Like, he basically can't be stopped. I can't see perfectly because the quality is really low, but I'm pretty sure that the 20 and 8 you see there on the right of his screen is his fucking PVT stats. So he has a 71.4% win rate against Terran, which is really ridiculous, but if you ever seen him play, you can totally understand. He's a monster. Hey, it's some white guys. That might be us one day. And you guys gotta keep watching our videos. Send us to Korea, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think Stork's definitely the favorite here. I mean, fOrGG's got a pretty decent TVP, not really top world level, and Stork, I mean, he's pretty much been a monster. The only Terran that's ever been able to beat him is Flash, really. The only Terran that ever. And even lately, Flash hasn't really been beating him. That was only a couple of kind of, maybe about a year ago when Stork was having a little slump. So I don't think the map even really matters. But if it did, this is a pretty balanced map. Like I said, Protoss has an easy time of it early game. There's a lot of options they can do, but once Terran gets into the mid game, if they can control the bridges, there's a lot of kind of tight areas for the Terran to abuse, so it's a pretty even map. I'm looking forward to the game, but I definitely got to pick Stork as the favorite here. We'll just get it synced up right now because they're starting the game. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. So, I'm just kind of want to say that I really hope Stork does not open with the cheese. I think Stork's strength is really in his standard play. His PVT, I mean, his timing, his game sense, his control and macro are just, I mean, really out of this world. It's so much better than anyone has really ever been that I've ever seen before. I don't think anyone's been able to compete with Stork in standard PVT play. And it always kind of disappoints me a little bit when he cheeses because he's really a player that doesn't need to at all.
Yeah, I would definitely agree there, and I really wouldn't expect Stork to cheese, although I'm not sure how familiar you guys are, but actually I think this was in the Club Day MSL was the last time these guys met. It was actually on Destination.
This is the 7th probe.
Oh yeah, he's moving out with his probe. Yep. Wow, so he's going to go for a proxy. I don't know, it seems like that was a little bit late with the probe, but yeah, he's still going to definitely proxy. You know, he might go into an aggressive gas steel build, and it looks like fOrGG is going to try and go for a wall in here, and it's going to be really difficult for him to defend some sort of proxy if Stork can mess up that wall in, because really the way the barracks is placed is totally just unproportional with your base. And actually he built a pylon in his base, so he just wants to make sure he can get in there before the wall in is set up, and he's probably going to go for a gas steel build. But last time he actually went for a really strange build, and yeah, Stork running right in there right after the barracks is going to go down. There's no way fOrGG is going to get that gas. Stork takes the gas, so you know, interesting opening. It looks like Stork definitely may try and play aggressive here early on, you know, maybe go for the 2-gate range, or he may try and out-tech him with DTs again. What do you think you would do in this situation after, you know, an obvious gas steal on a 1v1 map?
Well, if you send out that probe early, you're at an economic disadvantage right from the start of the game. So that says to me that Stork is going to try for some kind of pressure. He's going to want to make up that economic advantage, because even though basically when you steal the Terran's gas, you're losing 100 minerals, and if you send out a probe really early to do it, you're also losing some mining time. So what counteracts that is the fact that the Terran has to take SCVs off of minerals, but it's usually not as much money as you lose, but you do end up with a tech lead. So if I'm in Stork's position, I'm either going to go a power goon range and try to either do some damage to the wall in, you know, attack the supply depots, kill SCVs, or just try to contain him in his base, or failing that, going to go for some kind of Reaver drop or DT. And it looks like that's what he's doing. He's sending out a probe here. He's probably going to proxy a Robo and do a Reaver drop, because fOrGG's tank timing is going to be really behind. It makes the Reaver drop so much more effective, especially off of one base, because fOrGG just won't have enough time to get a lot of tanks. Even if you have a tank and a siege turret, if you have only one siege tank, it's really easy to take that out with... Okay, and the probe goes down for Stork, so the probe goes down before the gas even gets up, so Stork won't be able to tell how many factories he's building, but that was pretty much inevitable. But as I was saying, even if he has one siege tank and a turret in place, even 2 turrets, it's pretty easy to deal with that with a drop. Because you can just drop one unit, drop a goon or a zealot, and take a shot with the Reaver, and then that tank is pretty much dead. The Stork is definitely up to something here. He hasn't started any building with the proxy probe there, but he's blocking his ramp with the zealot. Okay, he actually let the SCV up. So fOrGG did a good job getting the SCV up, and that's a huge move. So he's going to find out what Stork is up to here. It doesn't look like Stork has started any kind of cheesy build or anything yet. He's actually looking pretty standard so far, just going for a 1-gate range. But I have to assume that he put that probe up there in the top for a reason. He's probably going to proxy a robo there or something. But maybe he's going to wait till this SCV is dead. Okay, the pylon's going up now. I mean, if you're in this situation and you're a Terran and this is what you see, would you be expecting some kind of cheese? Like, how defensive do you play in a situation like this?
Well, you know, it's real different. I mean, against an ICC player or a player at my level, I would definitely expect some sort of cheese. But I mean, against Stork, against a Protoss of his caliber, and actually a robotics facility, and I guess something a little bit ironic is the last time these guys met was actually in the round of 32 in another MSL, and fOrGG gets the SCV right away. SCV. Yeah, and he's going to go through here, and he's going to see that looks like Stork is setting out a probe. He may wanted to make it appear like he's going to go for an expansion, just 1 gate in a range. So I don't think fOrGG is going to expect anything. And Stork, although the robo was a proxy, it still wasn't that early. I mean, he still got his range before his robo, and I think he had 4 pylons down before he built that robo, so it's going to be not too far behind. But the last time these guys played, Stork actually slipped a probe through the minerals in the back of his base and proxied a Citadel and a Templar archives and just murdered fOrGG with Dark Templars. I mean, Stork was up to 3 bases before fOrGG was able to retake his natural. And, you know, I don't think fOrGG would think that Stork was going to go for something like that again, but it's definitely a possibility as he sees Stork a real lack of buildings, although, you know, it really appears that Stork's going for a 1-gate expansion here, and he got the SCV by, and he probably expects something because the Nexus, I assume, should have been down by now, at least when the SCV went in there the second time, or the second SCV, I think it was, because the first one died. But fOrGG sticking with 4 Marines, and let's see if he decides to go for mines. I mean, he's got 2 factories down, so he's actually playing really safe here. So I think he's going for double upgrades, which I assume is going to be mines and speed. I don't think he would get siege mode in combination with any other upgrade. He's going to be moving out, but vultures are going to be really difficult to defend against Reavers unless he can get a lucky mine.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, it depends what timing he's pushing at here. If he starts pushing out right now, Stork's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to use his Reaver defensively. Okay, he's got all of his goons going out, and this push is going to be met with no resistance. So Stork has no idea. He's actually elevatoring his entire army into fOrGG's base. I don't think this is very good for Stork. Stork is going to have 4 vultures basically wreaking havoc in his base, completely undefended. I mean, he is going to have his army in fOrGG's base undefended, but vultures just kill probes so incredibly quickly, and if he lays down mines in front of those gateways, it's going to be impossible for Stork to even get defense out. So, I mean, this is really crazy. What's going to happen here? Stork basically has to keep these vultures out. This is his only chance. He has to keep those vultures from getting into his base. This is a great idea to send these probes here. All of these probes are going to go down, and there's just so many vultures. Now, it depends if fOrGG is going to send his units back or not. The Stork has to pay attention. He can't lose these goons. He's got to drop that Reaver. Okay, the Reaver's going to take some shots. A lot of SCVs are going to go down here. Oh no, and the Vultures got in for fOrGG, but it looks like most of them went down. So, oh, the Goon is now down. Both players are basically, like, this is becoming an elimination race. fOrGG hasn't even been able to rebuild any units in his main, so they're both getting completely wiped out. I mean, this game might come down to fOrGG lifting and flying his buildings away at this point. They're both basically completely destroyed. I really don't even know what to say in a situation like this. I guess.
I mean, really,
Stork's sending the Reaver back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's going to come down to the Reaver. This is pretty much micro tournament here. fOrGG does not have the ability to build any more units, and neither does Stork. And fOrGG looks like 5 SCVs, a couple Vultures, a couple Marines, and a tank versus this Reaver. This is his last hope. Now, Stork has to be really careful here. I mean, really, this is his last unit. He's